Right, so we're back and we are about to read a really fun story about fall. One thing that I notice is in the fall, a lot of people use scarecrows for decoration. So we are going to read a book today and it is called The Scarecrow's Hat. And we're going to go on a journey and we are going to go with this chicken right here. And we're going to go and see some pretty neat things. Okay, so the title of the book is called The Scarecrow's Hat, and the author and the illustrator is Ken Brown. So Ken Brown wrote the book, but he also illustrated the pictures. Okay, so this is The Scarecrow's Hat. That's a nice hat, said Chicken to Scarecrow. Yes, it is, replied Scarecrow. But I'd rather have a walking stick. I've been standing here for years now, and my arms are so tired. I'd love a walking stick to lean on. I'd swap my hat for a walking stick any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a walking stick, but she knew someone who did. So here is the chicken, and she is talking to the scarecrow, who's really getting tired of standing there, and he is wanting a walking stick. So the first character that she comes in contact with is the Scarecrow. That's a nice walking stick, said Chicken to Badger. Yes, it is, replied Badger, but I'd rather have a piece of ribbon. It gets hot and stuffy underground, so I prop my door open with my stick, but I'm always tripping over it. If I had a ribbon, I could tie the door open. I'd swap my walking stick for a ribbon any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a ribbon, but she knew someone who did. That's a nice ribbon, said Chicken to Crow. Yes, it is, said Crow, but I'd rather have some wool. My nest is on this high stone ledge, and it's very hard to sit on. I'd love some warm, soft wool to line it with. I'd swap this ribbon for some wool any day. Now, Chicken didn't have any wool, but she knew someone who did. That's a nice wool coat, said Chicken to Sheep. Yes, it is, replied Sheep, but I'd rather have a pair of glasses. I have to keep a lookout for the wolf, and my eyes are not as good as they used to be. I really need a pair of glasses. I'd swap my wool for a pair of glasses any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a pair of glasses, but she knew someone who did. That's a nice pair of glasses, said Chicken to Owl. Yes, it is, said Owl. My old one's broke, so I had to get a new pair. But I'd rather have a blanket. The sun streams through my window and keeps me awake all day, which wouldn't matter if I had a good thick blanket to sleep under. I'd swap my glasses for a blanket any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a blanket, but she knew someone who did. That's a nice blanket, said Chicken to Donkey. Yes, it is, replied Donkey, but I'd rather have a few feathers. The flies drive me crazy buzzing around my ears. My tail isn't quite long enough to flick them away. But if I had some long feathers tied to the end of it, I could swat them easily. I'd swap my blanket for a few long feathers any day. Quick as a flash, Chicken pulled one, two, three of her longest feathers and tied them to Donkey's tail. Donkey was delighted and, true to his word, swapped his blanket for the feathers. Chicken took the blanket to Owl, who swapped it for his glasses. The old ones, of course. Chicken took the glasses to Sheep, who swapped them for the wool. She took the wool to Crow, who swapped it for her ribbon. And she took the ribbon to Badger, who swapped it for his walking stick. Finally, she took the walking stick to Scarecrow, and with a grateful sigh of relief, he leaned his tired old arms on the stick and gladly swapped it for his battered old hat. Chicken took the hat and filled it with fresh, sweet-smelling straw. "That's a nice nest," said Duck. "Yes, it is," said Chicken, "but I wouldn't swap it for anything." The end. All right. So this is the story of the Scarecrow's hat. All right, so what did Chicken want that hat for anyway? What did she end up doing with that hat? She made a nest with it, and she said that she wouldn't swap it for anything. So you have an activity to do that is based on this story, and you get to sequence the characters in the order that they came in the story. So the very first character that we saw was Chicken. Okay, she was the very first one. So in your sequencing activity, you are going to put Chicken first as number one. The second character that we saw was the Scarecrow. So you'll put the Scarecrow next, right after Chicken. Well, after the Scarecrow was the Badger. So next you get to put the Badger. After the Badger was the Crow. After the Crow was the Sheep. After the Sheep was the Owl. And after the Owl was the Donkey. Okay, and then it just goes back through the order. All right, so you're going to put the characters in order that we saw them in the book. Okay, so if you need help, you can listen to this again and you can pause it where you need to see which characters came next. All right, so I can't wait to see all of your hard work, and I'll see it when you submit it. Good luck, guys.